So we're over here at Northwest Fly Fishing Outfitters. We're going to tie one of my favorite flies. This is kind of a rendition of the first steelhead I ever caught in a swung fly was a Kaufman coal car. So I call this coal car extra large. I'll show you how to put one together. Black hook guide large for steelhead hook size 2, 4, and 1, and then a Pro Sport Fisher nano tube. Make that connection. There we go. And what I did for the pink and the orange in the back was just cut some of our classic tubing, and that's size large. There's the pink, and there's the orange. No dubbing, really simple. Start the thread to lock those guys in place. Put a rib on it. Rib down on the bottom side. Secure that with a few wraps. This is another easy to cast midday fly. So what I'm going to do from here is just apply a little bit of Zap-A-Gap. I'm going to take our smallest tungsten weight we call Pro Sport Fisher. It's a Pro Raw weight. I'll just run that around there, and that way that guy can't jump forward as you're dubbing the body and rib and everything up to it. Alright, so the chassis is kind of there. We're getting ready to go. This is a fish dope dubbing from Montana Fly Company. It's black Angora and black rabbit, about 50-50. It's got some highlight Angora colors in it, some UV flash, and some black flash. It's nice in a dubbing loop. It's really easy to dub straight to the thread. Just like that. Keep in mind when you're dubbing you can always add more, but it's more of a pain to take off too much dubbing. Bring that dubbing right up to the raw weight, and from here just take a little dubbing teaser and fuzz it out just a bit. I don't want it too hairy. I guess fuzz to your liking. Throw that rib around there. We'll just jump right over the tungsten weight. Alright, so we've jumped over the tungsten weight. Just put a few wraps in front of that to secure it. Now we're going to go with a wing. For this I'm going to use Pro Sport Fisher Arctic Marble Fox. Just select the wing out of here. I'll show you how we're going to prep it. Okay, you can see there's under fur. You can see that there's under fur and guard hair in there. And what I want to do is just got a lot of guard hair. Sometimes I just take all the guard hair. Don't use the under fur. This one I'm going to use under fur and some guard hair. So I'm just going to start tweaking and pulling on that until it looks like a nice wing. Okay, that looks good. Now we'll get rid of some of the under fur out of there. Just a little of the short stuff and the fluff. That's going to come out. We don't need it. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now what I like to do with these wings from here is just kind of spread them out wide, pinch them, just take a very skinny part in the middle, pull on it, a little wider, pull on it, even wider, give it a tug. So I've got a little taper. Now what I'm going to do is take that and fold it in half. That's going to be the bottom side of my wing. Okay, so now that wing has a nice little bit of taper to it. I'll measure off the length just a little longer than the hook guide. Sorry for the sniffle, I don't know what's going on. Alright, so lock that down with 1-2 wraps. It's kind of just standing up, a little funky. Put your thumb and forefinger in there. I'm going to get that guy to kind of splay around the hook about 180 degrees or so. And that looks pretty good. Then as a topping to the wing, I'll take a little of this Purple Haze Light Bright. Just grab a little pinch of that. Not too much, fairly sparse. And one more wrap on the wing. Okay. I'm just kind of give these some a little bit of irregularity to the length. There we go, looks pretty good. In this Colcar Extra Large, I've been putting just a little bit of marabou in there, a couple of turns. Go up high into a nice marabou piece. We're going to use the tip so we don't have a ton of length on it. We'll make it look good, and it'll kind of mix in with the schlop and give it a lot of movement in the water, especially when it's coming across the current and hitting all the different micro seams. So tie that in tip first. Leave your long stem as a nice handle. You won't need hackle pliers. There's one turn. All marabou is a little bit different for how sparse or how dense it is, so just wrap it till it looks good. Two and a half, 3 turns, something like that. Looks pretty decent. Tie it off without binding it. We'll finish it with a little black slopping. Fold the hackle a little bit, just running the scissors down the stem will do that nicely for you. So the back end of that coal car has got a little bit of pink and a little bit of orange. So to tie into the pink, I'm going to take a Pro Sport Fisher Jungle Cock HD in the magenta color. Just give it a little bit of contrast on the front end. Just 2 wraps. You can kind of wiggle it into place. Match the opposite side for length. Two more wraps. Set that into place, gives a nice contrast. And we'll do the Zap-A-Gap trick to lock everything and bind everything down. Okay, I'm going to let that set for a second. Cut out the little tabs of the JC. Once you feel like the thread's locked with the Zap-A-Gap, get rid of that. Then we're going to finish it with an ultrasonic disc. Again, that's a brass version. And the light went south. I hope you can handle the last minute of this video. It's going to look terrible. Okay, so a little zap. We'll let that sit for about 10 seconds or so. That's in place. I'm going to cut this short. I'll just bring it back to you. So a razor blade cut, nice and clean on the tube. We'll just throw this guy back on here for a second. And if you guys can see, that's just about a millimeter or so, not much. Now when you do the burn, you won't catch the tube on fire. Just a nice little roll to the lips can hold everything. So hold it vertical, bring the heat down to it. 2, 3. Perfect, and you never close the hole up. So once we get done with that, take an owner SSW, whatever kind of hook you like. That goes to the tippet, clinch knot, improved clinch knot, non-slip loop, lefty cray knot, Rapala knot, whatever you want to do. I like to pull them in just like so, and then you're fishing. I love the micro tube and the nano tube, the no leverage thing, just a great deal. And hope you guys like the extra large coal car, and thanks for taking a look.